this tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet the houndstooth stitch. It's actually the lemon peel stitch but made in two colours, so you get that houndstooth effect. Traditionally made in black and white or in a beige and brown, but I decided to go with a green and a pink. It just feels a little bit more girly to me. One row repeater pattern, so it's the same on the front as it is on the back. Just a really lovely, simple, easy, mindful stitch. So let's have a look at the tutorial. So I'm using two contrasting colours of yarn today. You can go with the traditional black and white for the houndstooth. I didn't think the black would show up very well on screen, so I've gone for a dark green in the hope that that will show. And I have a nice pink. It's a nice contrast. These are Aran yarns, or worsted weight yarns. So I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. You can use any weight yarn you like with the corresponding crochet hook. I have scissors to cut off my ends, I have a needle to sew in my ends, and I have a stitch marker just in case I need one. So this stitch is worked in rows, therefore we need to make a foundation chain. So I'm going to make a slip knot. You can do this in whichever way you prefer. And our foundation chain needs to be made in multiples of 2 plus an extra 1 at the end as a turning chain. So yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook, that's 1 chain. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 4, until you have your foundation chain the width that you would like your project to be. I think I'm going to go up to 20 for this sample piece, but you can make yours as wide as you would like it to be. So pause the video now whilst you make your foundation chain. So I have my foundation chain of 20 stitches, and I'm going to do my 1 extra at the end. So for row 1 then we're going to do a double crochet. That's UK terms. In US terms you'd be doing a single crochet. So I'm going to do a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So we never count the one on the hook. So 1, 2, so we insert, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. In the next stitch we're going to do a UK treble or a US double. So we yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. In the next stitch we're going to do a double crochet, and in the next stitch we're going to do a treble. And we're just going to continue that all the way down the row. So double crochet and a treble crochet, double crochet and a treble crochet. So continue that way until you get to just before the end of the row, and I shall show you how to finish the row off. So I've come to the end of my row, I've got 1 chain left. So we're going to do a treble in there, but we're going to change to colour B at the end of our treble. So I'm going to yarn over, insert into the chain, yarn over, pull through. I've got 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2 and leave it there. Pick up my colour B, hook it around the end of the crochet hook, and then pull that loop through the last stitch. So it won't show on the first row, but you're ready to go for the second row. So for row 2 then, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. The chain 1 doesn't count, therefore we're going to work into that very first stitch there with a double crochet. Now we need to have yarn A back at the end of this row ready for the next row, so we're going to have to carry it along the top of our work. So we're going in with a double crochet, it's UK terms, single in the US. So I'm going to insert and make sure you've got yarn A, wherever it's gone, there it is, hooked around as well. yarn over yarn B and pull up a loop, yarn over and close that double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to do a treble. That's UK terms as a double in US. In the next stitch we're going to do a double, and in the next stitch we're going to do a treble. And essentially what you're doing is wherever you have a double crochet you would put a treble in, and wherever you have a treble in the previous row you're going to put a double in. So it sort of evens out the stitch. So a treble and a double, making sure you're working that yarn all the way through so that you have it ready for the next row. So work your way down the row with your trebles and doubles, and I will see you just before the end of the row. So pause the video now. So I'm just coming up to my last stitch, which is going to be a treble. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that stitch, making sure I'm carrying the colour A with me, yarn over and pull back through. Now you just want to make sure that you haven't got any bunching like this bit here that's sticking through. So just very gently pull on yarn A just to make sure it's not got caught up. Don't pull it too tightly, otherwise it'll all bunch up together, but just sort of gently pull to make sure it's there. Just lost my stitch there. And yarn over through 2, change back to colour B, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we repeat that row again. So we chain 1, we turn our work, we start with a double crochet in the very first stitch, but remember we now want to carry yarn B along the top. So we insert and make sure we've got yarn B tail, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2. The next stitch we're going to do a treble, next stitch you do a double, and essentially wherever you had a double crochet in the previous row you do a treble, and wherever you had a treble in the previous row you do a double. Handy to make sure you know that one, because if the doorbell goes and you get distracted and you can't remember which stitch you last did, you can see what you need to do next. So that's a double, so I'm going to put in a treble, making sure again that I'm carrying that yarn with me. Double, treble, double, treble, double, treble. Just check I have got my yarn with me, yes. Double, treble, oops, double, at the end of this row we're going to be moving back to our yarn B, so we need to make sure that we have that yarn. No, that's right. Treble, double, treble, double. And I'm going to pull my yarn just before I get to the last stitch so I don't lose any loops. So remember we're pulling the yarn from the previous row that we're carrying, just to make sure it's not bunched up. And we're going to complete our last treble. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2, drop yarn A and pick up yarn B to finish off that stitch. And then we repeat the row again, so we chain 1, we turn, make sure we've got our yarn A ready to carry with us, and we start the row with a double. You always remember you start the row with a double and you end on a treble. So I'm going to work up a few more rows now for you to see how it looks, and I shall see you in a moment. So I've just worked up a few more rows for you to see how it looks. Really is a beautiful stitch, and being the lemon peel stitch is quite an easy stitch, but looks very effective with the 2 colours. You could do it with 3, 4 different colours changing each row, but obviously to get the sort of houndstooth traditional look, the 2 colours, and often it's black and white, but actually I think it looks quite nice in the pink and the green. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help YouTube to show it to other crocheters. And if you've enjoyed seeing my little smiling frog stitch marker, he's available on my Shopify shop and on my Etsy shop, along with lots of other stitch markers and haberdashery gifts and treats for yourself. I'll pop a link somewhere around this video for my Shopify shop where you can go directly to it, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can go to Etsy if you prefer to buy that way. I'll pop 2 more videos on the side of the screen over here to help you on your crochet journey, and I shall see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hooking!